CBS 2 News.
Well, thanks for joining us. As you just saw in 48 hours, an Idaho man is accused of a decades-old murder in Colorado. This is Steve Pankey's Ada County Jail mugshot from back in his arrest in October. Tonight, 48 Hours looked into Pankey's past. The former candidate for governor of Idaho used to live in Greeley, Colorado. That's where 12-year-old Janelle Matthews disappeared more than 30 years ago. Her body wasn't discovered until 2019. Now, Pankey is charged in her death. He's set to stand trial in July and pleaded not guilty. And now to the latest on coronavirus in Idaho. Tonight, the state reporting 224 new confirmed and probable cases, bringing our total to more than 179,400. More than 1,900 Idahoans have died since the beginning of the pandemic. And here's the latest vaccination numbers. More than 426,000 Idahoans have received either one or both doses of the coronavirus vaccine. More than 266,000 Idahoans are now fully vaccinated. And starting April 5th, all Idahoans 16 and older can get the coronavirus vaccine. Only 2 states, Arkansas and New York, have yet to announce whether they'll open vaccine eligibility to anyone 16 years and older. Dana Backus has more on the rush to get shots in arms across the U.S.
All done.
As the race to vaccinate heats up, so does the push to reopen, and that could spell trouble. Over the last 2 weeks, infections rising in 44 states. Health experts warn a COVID setback could follow.
This is not the time to let down our guard.
As spring break rages on in Florida, former President Trump's private club, Mar-a-Lago, reopened today after a recent COVID outbreak. Meanwhile, Republican Governor Ron DeSantis is threatening to sue the federal government to allow cruise ships to sail to and from the U.S. by June.
We have everything going on except the cruise lines because the federal government won't let the cruise lines sail.
The CDC's current order is set to expire in November. This as vaccinations are accelerating. Most states will make shots available to all residents 16 and older by May 1st. Progress here, but not everywhere. Brazil is in COVID crisis. Surging infections have its healthcare system on the verge of collapse. In Europe, many countries are locked down ahead of Easter. But in California's wine country, a dose of optimism.
It is a sense of freedom.
As nearly half of all Americans 65 and older are now fully vaccinated, these Sonoma seniors finally able to share a glass of wine, a meal,
and go out and enjoy my friends and see people that I haven't seen in a year,
and a few laughs.
More than 50 million Americans have now been fully vaccinated, according to the CDC. Well, hey folks, happy Saturday, a gorgeous sunny day, and we're continuing to warm up through at least your Sunday. This is a live look tonight at our Pine Creek cam up at Bogus Basin, and you can even see some of that moonlight shining off some of the snow up there. It's a beautiful view tonight. We are seeing clear skies, not a cloud in sight. It is a beautiful day. This is a live look in downtown Boise. Still a gorgeous night. We are going to see daytime highs tomorrow a little bit warmer, which means overnight lows are going to be about 5 to 10 degrees above average. Right now in the low 50s, 56 in Ontario, 49 in Mountain Home, just 37 for our friends up in McCall. Look at our satellite and radar tonight. Clear skies across the entire region. If you do want to go stargazing, it's a beautiful night for that. High pressure barred over the region, blocking us from any low pressure systems, storm systems that would try to move into the region. But coming up on Monday morning, we're going to see a strong cold front pushing out of the northwest right now up in the Gulf of Alaska, and that's going to bring us a big cool down. The main effects are going to be gusty winds. That's why a wind advisory is in effect for Monday morning. We'll talk about that in a moment. But this weekend, 74 for the daytime high tomorrow. That's rivaling a record back in 1943. A sunny and warm day, but Monday a big cool down with that cold front pushing through. We're going to see about a 30-degree cool down for daytime highs in the mid to upper 40s for the day, with a chance of, again, some light rain moving through the Treasure Valley as well as some mountain snow. We'll talk about all that and more coming up. Who can expect what and how long these gusty conditions are going to stick around. And developing news, with a growing number of migrants crossing into the U.S., the issue is heating up as Washington lawmakers head to the southern border to see the conditions at holding facilities and assign blame. Those Border Patrol facilities face overcrowding, with some 18,000 unaccompanied migrant children in federal custody as of yesterday. And Michael George, as he reports, a scramble is on to set up temporary shelters to house them.
Senator Ted Cruz posted this video from his visit to a holding facility in Donna, Texas.
All of us today witnessed the Biden cages. What is occurring here on the border is heartbreaking, and it is a tragedy.
The Texas Republican led a delegation of GOP senators to the border on Friday. On Saturday, another congressional delegation toured the El Paso border area.
We must change the narrative as quickly as we can. These are not invaders. They're not terrorists. They are individuals that have come to America from the beginning of time.
During the first official news conference of his administration, President Biden this week defended his handling of the issue and said the migrant influx is seasonal.
It happens every single solitary year. There is a significant increase in the number of people coming to the border in the winter months.
San Diego's mayor and area congressional leaders visited the city's convention center Saturday. The Biden administration will use it as a temporary shelter for about 1,450 girls.
These are children. This is the right thing to do, and San Diegans will always do the right thing. Americans will always do the right thing.
And the administration says it plans to issue a new rule aimed at protecting DACA, which shields some undocumented immigrants brought into the U.S. as children from deportation. Michael George, CBS News.
The Texas Republican Attorney General is seeking to have the program declared unlawful and gradually terminated. Now, a U.S. District Court judge scheduled a hearing on DACA case for this Tuesday. Well, Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas has now fired 32 members from his advisory council, many of them allies of former President Trump and veteran officials who served under both parties. This council is unpaid and made up of leaders from the community. The general practice has been to allow appointees to serve out their 2 to 4 year terms before replacing them. DHS officials say they'll find new bipartisan council members who are a better reflection of the country's diversity. Well, protest over new voting legislation in Georgia that critics say is too restrictive. Now, this is video out of Atlanta today. Georgia governors signed the new bill into law this week. It's known as the Election Integrity Act of 2021. The bill brings new voter ID requirements for absentee ballots and limited use of ballot boxes. Supporters of the bill argue it's about protecting elections. And stop Asian hate. That's the message from hundreds of demonstrators today in Los Angeles. The group marched to demand an end to the surge in anti-Asian racism and violence, including the Atlanta area killings earlier this month. The Korean American Federation of Los Angeles helped organize the march. Well, here in Idaho, it's been almost a year since a large earthquake near Stanley. Wednesday actually marks 1 year since the magnitude 6.5 earthquake. It caused rocks to fall on the road, but there was no major damage. Now, there have been more than 1,000 small quakes since then in the area. CBS 2's Trevor Fay is going back this week, and he'll have reports on what happened since then on CBS 2 News starting Monday. Well, night operations at Bogus Basin, they came to an end tonight, but there is still time to enjoy the slopes. Just because night skiing is over doesn't mean the season is. Daily operations continue through April 11th, and take note, tomorrow is the final day to enjoy the tubing hill. And if you'd rather stay inside and watch some basketball, tomorrow's another big day of NCAA action. Gonzaga plays Creighton at noon. Florida State plays Michigan at 2:30. And if you missed any of this, check the program schedule. Head over to idahonews.com. And speaking of sports, more than 5,000 Boise State fans will be allowed in Albertson Stadium for this year's spring football game. Tickets are now on sale at $5 a seat. Now, seats will be assigned to ensure social distancing and masks are required. The Broncos are also inviting fans to donate canned food. Collection bins will be at the entrances, and the game is Saturday, April 10th. Kickoff, mark your calendars, is at 3:30. Well, the food delivery game has been stepping up a notch here in the Treasure Valley. That's thanks to a new restaurant concept designed specifically for high-quality dining and delivery in mind. CBS 2's Erica Lee explains live in the studio.
Crave Delivery concept allows chefs and restaurants from other states across the country to set up shop in a remote kitchen here in the Treasure Valley. So those who live here locally can expand their culinary choices with restaurants they otherwise wouldn't be able to order from. Crave Delivery, an app-based food delivery company, wants to bring high-end dining options to Idaho. Crave has a commercial kitchen where many restaurants are able to set up a remote kitchen to prepare the food that goes out to delivery.
And so we actually have a combination of 16 of these kitchens with 16 different restaurants, that we've been able to attract to come from around the entire country. We've got folks from New York, we've got restaurants from San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, all over into the Boise area.
While the company and concept is still fairly new, Wade says things have been going phenomenally.
We weren't sure in terms of introducing new brands to the area, but the community has really embraced them.
In addition to restaurants from outside of the area, Crave says they also partner with locally owned favorites as well.
We do have two great local partners in Mai Tai and Lemon Tree. Lemon Tree is a phenomenal sandwich place downtown, and they brought the same format to Crave Delivery under the brand The Grove by Lemon Tree, and it's been very successful.
In late May, Crave says they will also be opening a new location in downtown on Broadway for a sit-down dining experience. Crave owns 15 collectives across the United States and is expanding to Salt Lake City and Denver later this year. Reporting live in studio, Erica Lee, CBS 2 News.
And looking ahead, the Boise Farmers Market is getting ready to open for its season. The online market opens this week on Tuesday, March 30th. The first pickup this Saturday, April 3rd. For a link to signups, head on over to idahonews.com. Coming up on CBS 2 News, ever thought of taking one of those at-home DNA tests? We'll hear why you might want to talk to your family before trying it. Plus, changes up at Table Rock and a new urgent care. Find out what other developments are in the works in tonight's Comings and Goings.
CBS 2 News.
About 20% of Americans have taken an at-home DNA test, perhaps in hopes of finding answers about their family origins or potential health problems. But as Consumer Reports explains, although it may take the test for fun, the results can be serious.
About 4 years ago, Sarah Altschul received a 23andMe kit as a holiday gift. The results she got back would change her life forever.
I unfortunately got my test results back, which did show that I carry the BRCA2 mutation, which increases my risk of developing breast cancer by quite a bit and ovarian cancer.
Sarah ended up getting a preventative double mastectomy with reconstruction after her genetic counselor confirmed the 23andMe test results. While Sarah is grateful that she took the test, she can see how for others a positive result could be a burden to family members with the news that they too might carry the mutation.
Once you get your results, that probably means that you need to inform people in your family that you either got it from one of your parents, and that could affect your siblings, that could affect your cousins.
Although some of these tests can help determine if you're likely to develop diseases such as breast cancer or Alzheimer's, they can also give you a false sense of relief or fear.
While a positive result from one of these tests can mean you do have a higher risk of a certain disease, a negative result doesn't necessarily mean you're out of the woods, because there can be other variants that cause that disease not detected by the test.
23andMe says it's clearly explaining test limitations to users. While Sarah's story is a great example of how these do-it-yourself DNA tests can be helpful, others may find the results confusing, misleading, or upsetting. In the Consumer Reports survey, about 10% of people who use these tests said their reports contain unsettling information, such as the news that someone thought to be a biological relative isn't actually related to them at all.
If you think these kits are going to give you a complete picture of your ancestry and your health, you're going to be disappointed. And there's also the possibility that it could reveal information that you may not even want to know about your family.
Even though for me, it was a good experience overall, I think you have to be ready emotionally for something like that.
Bottom line, a do-it-yourself DNA test kit might be right for you as long as you understand what your results may or may not signify.
And there are very few laws that regulate what a company can do with your genetic DNA once they actually receive it. So it could be sold to a third party without you ever knowing about it. Now make sure you read all of the information before submitting your DNA sample and, of course, information. Well, the clothing brand H&M has disappeared from the internet in China. This comes after the company stopped buying cotton from Xinjiang province over concerns about human rights abuses. Earlier this week, the U.S., EU, Britain, and Canada censured China. The U.S. State Department says it stands with companies working to ensure their goods are not being made with forced labor. Well, and the cost of coffee could be going up. Stockpiles have sunk to a 6-year low here in the U.S., but the deficit is being blamed on the massive shipping container shortage that's been made moving anything around the globe more difficult. Even if the shipping container situation does get resolved, several analysts say they're anticipating a global supply deficit could lead to chains increasing our coffee prices. And Costco customers in Anchorage, Alaska are on edge after ravens have been robbing customers in the store's parking lot. Now, one man told the local newspaper that the ravens, they stole a short rib out of his shopping cart. Other customers have complained about the birds stealing fruits, veggies, all of the above. Ravens are known for being highly intelligent and, of course, excellent teamwork skills. Well, friends, it was a gorgeous day today. Sunshine as far as the eye could see with virtually no clouds. And tonight, clear skies, a beautiful view no matter where you are, an especially gorgeous view out at Bald Mountain in Sun Valley. A beautiful night for stargazing if you are going to be out. But right now we are in the low 50s for the Treasure Valley, mid 50s in Ontario. Mountain Home at 49, McCall at 37 degrees. Overnight lows tonight will be in the mid to upper 30s, a few degrees warmer tonight. McCall sitting at 25 degrees, Stanley at just 20. And this high pressure basically barred down over the region is what's going to block us from any storm systems that would push in for the weekend. But as we push into Sunday, this high pressure going to begin to recede and we'll start to see some low pressure moving in out of the northwest. This is going to bring a strong cold front that will push through the region. While it will bring just some light rain to the Treasure Valley and some mountain snow, it is expected to bring especially gusty conditions, a wind advisory in effect. And that is our next weather maker moving in overnight Sunday through Monday morning. A wind advisory in effect from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. for eastern Oregon through southwestern Idaho for winds 25 to 35 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Keep in mind that means any unsecured objects could be blowing around and travel will be difficult, especially for those high profile vehicles. Again, that cold front moving through between 1 and 6 a.m. in the early morning hours on Monday. It is going to bring at least an inch to our friends in those higher elevations. Snow levels sitting at 5,000 feet by the time we hit the afternoon, but just a dusting for the McCall area as well as Idaho City, up to 2 inches possible for our friends in Stanley, but that will quickly push out as we head into Monday night. So let's time that out again. We're going to see a little bit of cloud cover tomorrow morning, sunshine, but as we head into Sunday, we're going to see more cloud cover moving in the evening. It will start to begin to see that situation pushing through about 9 p.m. for our mountains, but not to the Treasure Valley until 1 a.m. The chance for rain tapers off after 3 a.m., but still a chance for our mountains through at least noon. After that, we will see some scattered cloud cover pushing through, but clearing as we move into Tuesday and warming along with it. So let's take a look at your 7-day forecast because still Sunday looking very nice. Daytime highs of 74 degrees, a chance at a record high, partly cloudy skies. Monday, about a 30-degree cool down with that cold front in the early morning hours, breezy conditions. After that, though, we are warming up and clearing out and looking at daytime highs getting back to near normal and to the mid 70s by next week. Here's a peek for your friends up in the mountains, and you can always find your full weather forecast. Just head on over to idahonews.com/weather. In tonight's comings and goings, more city offices and buildings are opening up to the public and another urgent care for Idahoans. CBS 2's Natalie Hurst has more.
NAMPA is expanding its in-person services. That includes the clerk's office, utilities, and developmental services. But a reminder, you'll need an appointment to get in. Construction on Table Rock's gate is underway. The city of Boise has partnered with several state departments, nonprofit organizations, and homeowners to tackle the project. Once construction is finished, the gate will be open sunrise to sunset, allowing limited vehicle parking. Salter Health has opened a new urgent care and family medicine clinic in East Boise. It's along Barber Valley Drive and Park Center Boulevard near Marianne Williams Park. The clinic offers walk-in urgent care, family medicine, and other non-emergency services. They're open every day, 8 to 8.
Still to come, researchers studying and testing saliva. Coming up on CBS 2, how it's helping us learn more about the spread of COVID-19.
Coming up this week on Full Measure, Tens of thousands of people and businesses are moving out of New York. They're fleeing COVID restrictions, high taxes, rising crime, and government regulations. We'll take a look at the economic impact of the mass exodus and the potential that it could cause the state to lose seats in Congress. In 2020, Sturgis, South Dakota made headlines for hosting their famous motorcycle rally in the middle of the COVID shutdowns. Was it really the deadly super spreader event some made it out to be? We head to South Dakota to find out. And non-essential foreign travel has been halted because of the pandemic, but commercial traffic to and from Mexico never stopped. And unfortunately, neither did the drug and human trafficking. We explore the issues Border Patrol encounters in Nogales, Arizona. All that coming up this week on Full Measure.
CBS 2 News.
It's a race against time to get rid of a giant shipping container stuck in the Suez Canal after 5 days. Crews are hoping that between dredging and higher than normal tides this weekend, they'll be able to pull the ship free. Now, if that doesn't work, there's a crane en route to remove hundreds of containers from that ship. The goal is to lighten its load. The vessel is blocking all traffic through the critical shipping route, causing costly delays for the global supply chain. Well, a new study confirms yet another way coronavirus gets into your body. Medical reporter Liz Bonus shares why, if you want to avoid catching the virus, well, kissing, it's definitely out.
Kissing, we all know, can lead to sharing saliva, and this new study in the journal Nature Medicine now shows not only does the coronavirus infect the mouth, but researchers in this study found it also gets inside your cheeks, your gums, and your salivary glands. This not only may explain why we lose the sense of taste, but it also explains another way it could be easily spread. Those who've worked in the mouth of the virus have known this about many viruses, even before COVID-19.
Every day prior to this pandemic, we practice with hepatitis out there, AIDS, and the common viruses.
It's one of the reasons dentist Greg Pohl showed me not only has he invested in extra layers of personal protective equipment and exam room ventilation systems, it's also why his whole team has a whole new workflow to protect against the virus.
I still feel quite comfortable. There's a lot of plans in place to keep us safe and keep our patients safe.
Dentists in this study with the National Institutes of Health found not only is COVID-19 detected in saliva, it also helps the virus get into our guts and our lungs when we swallow saliva. And it appears that COVID-19 can cross even mucous membranes. It drains from our throat area and is often even coughed up. To find this out, researchers tested mouth tissue of those who had COVID-19, found cells with receptors that let the virus into the body. They also exposed cells in a lab to saliva from people who had the virus but had no symptoms. They found saliva is infectious. While dentists now have extra layers of PPE,
Dentistry has done a pretty good job with PPEs of protecting ourselves and the patients.
Of course, it's important to remember that the rest of us, however, are not wearing this same gear and won't be protected from other saliva if we don't stay away from it. And researchers also found that this virus may linger in saliva even after it's out of your nose, and that could influence sometimes why taste takes a while to come back after getting COVID-19 in some people. I'm medical reporter Liz Bonus. We'll throw it back to you.
Still ahead on CBS 2 News, some ideas to get you out of the house now that it's spring is finally here in our best of Idaho. And here's our chime-in photo of the day. This is Bailey enjoying the sunshine and the water, of course, at the dog park. It's going to continue heating up through tomorrow, so you may want to have your dogs hit the water. Submit your photos. Head on over to idahonews.com/chime-in. Two's Brian Levin shares some opportunities to get outside in his best of Idaho.
How about exploring right in a town instead of far out in the hills or trails? The city of Meridian posted about some art that you can go see. These pieces are in Renaissance Park Champion Park and Meridian's newest fire station on Overland. Stop by and check them out. I think we're all itching for this nice weather, so hopefully conditions are perfect next Saturday for an Easter egg hunt in Horseshoe Bend. It's hosted by the Volunteer Fire District. It'll be at the school. The kids hunt's free. It's at 11. It's for 5th graders and younger. Then the main event. There's an adult hunt that costs $5 to enter. The Easter Bunny will be there, and a silent auction is planned as well. And if your calendar is out to write that down, how about one more? CUNA is going to have its first hometown fair. This is different than CUNA Days. It's May 21st through the 23rd at Bernie Fisher Park. There's going to be a carnival, music, cornhole, contests, a bonfire, and goat roping. Vendors and musicians are encouraged to sign up. We love sharing the good that's going on. I think we need more of it, so I'd love to hear from you about what's happening in your community. Just send me an email. It's news@kboi2.com. In the studio, Brian Levin, CBS 2 News.
And we're wishing a group of Boise State University students good luck. The university has a team participating in the Quiz Bowl National Championships next month. Now the team will go up against some top-ranked schools across the country, students tackling subjects ranging from sports to classic literature, even biology. Now this is Boise State's first tournament appearance since 2010. This year's contest will be hosted online. And your local news and weather coverage, they continue overnight on idahonews.com. We'll see you tomorrow for CBS 2 News at 5:30.
Take the news with you on the radio, 670 KBOI. And for news and information 24 hours a day, click on idahonews.com.